What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Rossel, and we have more Watcher of Realms here for you. We are back on the Epic account, and it is Wrath Day. Yay! Happy Wrath Day, everybody. That marks 14 days of the challenge. Halfway, I believe, since this is... I keep forgetting. This is supposed to last just a month, but we'll see how much longer everyone continues to push at it. It's actually been a lot of fun, so I might keep this account around for until the next one, until whatever. I had an alt that I was kind of I had a couple alts for the Abomination skin that I was kind of farming up, and one of them was looking pretty promising as an alt, but then this challenge came around and I did not have the time for 3 accounts, so that ended up getting scrapped. So you never know what'll happen with this one, but hey, here we are. Wrath is here. He is level 60, 6 star, 6 promo. He is ready to wreck some shit. As you can see, he's not the top BP on the account. We still need more awakenings. He needs he needs skills. I need dust. We are sorely lacking in dust, but that marks 5 60, 6 star, 6 promo, 1 of each class. Blame the OCD. It's actually been quite helpful to push in various kinds of content here. Egil is, of course, a monster. Iona, not quite the monster that I was hoping, that a lot of people, I think she is, but don't get me wrong, she's still phenomenal. It's just kind of weird. There was some content up until 6 star where Voltus was actually doing a bit better than her. Gear independent, she actually had better gear, but of course Voltus is getting left in the dust, so Iona is picking up the slack there, and I think some better gear is definitely going to help. We've been picking up some better stuff. We need more attack percentage. I'm just getting a bunch of mismatched crap, really. This one's actually good, but we need tons of attack percents, and this one's actually a decent piece. So you get the idea. We're getting there. We're starting to collect some half-decent pieces finally, and because of that, let's actually we'll get back to those. We'll just take a look. No, we'll go to come on. We'll go to the best records. Okay. Let me move my ugly mug out of the way. Right? We'll put it there. We have Nightmare 2, just a little bit more blood. Actually, last time we checked in, I don't think I was at Nightmare 2. We are doing not too shabby. 1320. Can't get past that that third shield quite yet, but I actually have all the pieces for Micah now, so that is going to be something eventually. Once we can get the once we can get the resources up, we'll be able to get Cetrum Light going and push a little bit farther there. That'll be really nice. The artifact and gear raids, 15, 16, 15, 13, really been pushing there. We are running into some bottlenecks. It's going to take some better gear, so I think that's the gear I'm going to shift into, is farming my pants off to get better sets, get better stats, and just be able to push a little bit farther. Of course, pulling more tunes would be nice. Bringing more up to 6 star full promo, that's going to help. But the pieces are coming together. We're not doing too bad here. And Void Nightmare, this rotation was Torador, so it was a lot easier than the Lasir boss, but we did it. We beat it, and I didn't get anything good from it, sadly, but we beat it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take on Epic, or what is it? Elite? Elite? That sounds right. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take on Elite next week, but we will give it a shot anyway, because worst case, we just go back to normal. Speaking of normal campaign, we have beaten 814, which means we are chapter 9 now. I can't do shit on Chapter 9, so we're hard stop there. Hard has been completely beaten, so there's nothing left. An expert, I just beat Chapter 5, so Chapter 6 is going to really start ramping up. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to push there much longer, but that means that we have cleared a ton of the early game content. Insignia, raids, promotions, I haven't done anything here past 15, 15, 15, 15. We will get the update someday, and that is going to make the extremes actually usable. So by the time that comes out, I should be able to just clear Extreme 1 and 2 in both, or in all of the promotion raids here. And then I can just farm Extreme 2 forever. And I'll do that in the main too, because the changes coming are going to make Extreme 2 the one that you want to farm. Finally. It's been a long time coming here, but that'll be really nice. It'll be a huge stamina, not sink, the opposite of sink, because you'll be able to get the blues, the purples, and the golds, but actually in a good quantity, which means that you won't have to go back and farm purple separately. So even though it's going to be 4 stamina more per run, you're gonna end up ahead because you're not going to have to run the 2 separate farms concurrently, and that'll be really nice. Maxed out on the gold raid. Nobody really cares about gold raid, but I've been in such desperate need of gold. I have been using the gold raid, but now that the mythic gear is starting to come in, that'll probably change. And then XP raid. Since I can't clear Chapter 9, this is the best we've got. And I have been running the living hell out of it. Tide, I am a day behind on Tide, so we'll come back to that. The faction trials, I've been trucking along. Watchers has been doing spectacularly. Nightmare and Piercers and Northerners actually, and the basic, yeah, we've been doing not too bad here. Watchers, Cyrene, not gonna lie, Cyrene, Eadril, and Ain have been putting in some serious work, but we are coming up. I brought up Soleil again. We'll come back to that. So Infernal should be coming up here, and yeah, that's not too shabby, especially considering I just really have not had a lot of time. Like, this is fun. This has been entertaining, and I have no intention of winning the challenge. So it's been a nice way to. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed, and my back is killing me. So this has been a nice way to relieve some of that. And yeah, you know, it's plenty of people have been saying they don't have the time for it. I think if anyone doesn't have the time for it, it's me. But it goes back to what I said in the previous Epics video. Is if you're not having fun with it, you're never going to have the time for it. If you are having fun with it, you'll always have the time for it. So I'm having fun with it. So I'm really, I enjoy pushing. It's kind of a renewed vigor to the campaign especially is actually kind of a lot of fun. So it's been nice to come back to that here. But let's go back to our heroes and move me again so we can see what it is that we are working with. Maul has been phenomenal. Brunor. Okay, guys, we have to talk about Brunor. I have pulled 8 Brunor on this account. Okay, that means I have sold 2. There are tons of epics I still don't have. There are all of these epics here that don't have awaken. Well, a lot of these have awakenings, but you get the idea. There's tons of awakenings I don't have, and Brunor keeps coming in fast and furious, guys. It is obnoxious. So I worked him up. I put some half-decent gear on him. I brought him up to level 50, 5-star, 5 promo. I have not put any skill investment into him, and I'm not going to, because he is terrible. His ultimate kind of says it all here. When activated, basic attack deals AoE damage. In Gear Raid 3, it deals damage to a grand total of 1 enemy. And I think the problem is that the range on his AoE, I hope this is the problem, that the range on his AoE is just so small that it only overlaps the one the one flying fish thing, right? Because otherwise, he's programmed to do AoE damage to one enemy at a time, and that's just unacceptable. He does pitiful damage, and you can see I've stripped off some of his better gear here, so his stats are not great anymore. But like his attack is abysmal. So he has, I think, still no. Okay, so he has one attack bonus roll. He had a lot more. Suffice it to say, this was an attack bonus. Actually, all of these were attack bonuses, and he still did absolutely nothing. So he he got stripped back down. He's decent for BP, at least for now. He's putting in work in Tide, but he is hot garbage. And it was, I can't say it was disappointing, I guess, because I was expecting that he would have been garbage, but I was hoping that I was wrong, right? But regardless, you know, we can move on. Ain has been putting in some serious work. Yankar has actually been doing a handful. You know, for progression, I mean, I don't use him that much, but he has some niche value. He's got the 3 block. He does magic damage. He has a place every now and then, especially with the curse that he applies when someone comes up and he blocks them, because that just keeps him alive a little bit longer than the average fighter. Medan putting in some serious work. She's going to be one of the next 6 stars. We haven't really been able to do much with her, mostly because my gear is terrible. She will be putting in a lot of work, but we're not quite there yet. Avalon has been a bit demoted ever since we pulled Oleg. That's perfectly understandable. Navros has been doing some stuff. He's Navros. His multipliers aren't that great, but where he is workable, he's been really helpful. We have our boy Komodo. He's been putting a lot of work for some reason. Azoth is terrible. Eventually, he'll be putting in some work in the guild boss, but otherwise, you know, he needs some really solid gear, and like I've been saying, I just don't have solid gear, so he's kind of on the back burner for now. Soleil, I did end up bringing up Soleil. She had some gear on, but I needed to strip it off for other content, so eventually she'll get some stuff and she'll put in work in like Gear Aid 1 or something. I don't have a lot of plans for her, but she's here, and she'll help in both Watchers and Infernal. Watcher and Infernal faction trials, so that'll be really nice. You can see we finally got Eliza. Really happy about that. She's so-so, but she's a lord, so that's really going to help, especially in Gear Aid 3. You know, she is supposed to actually do stuff in Gear Aid 3. We might not be able to make that work for a while, but she will be definitely coming along for the ride, and she'll be getting investment at some point. I just don't know if it's going to be like immediately. This was actually a bit of an accident, because my fusion materials, that's an aside. My fusion materials here were are unlocked, just so that I know which one is which. And when you go into this quick star up, when you come over here, you can see, like with Harpoon, if they're unlocked, they appear in this screen, which is kind of interesting. I don't understand the logic here. Why only unlocked heroes come in here? It's not like they're going to get crunched doing this, but I digress. So, and there's the spoiler. We actually pulled Harpoon, so one thing at a time here. So basically that's what happened with her and Imani. Imani was unlocked at the time, and I accidentally jumped them up to 45 stars. It's not a waste. They are going to be consumed. Not this Imani, unfortunately. I grabbed the wrong Imani, but because, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but she's part of an auto battle, so I've kind of arbitrarily decided it's the wrong Imani. I will probably change my mind. So, like, they will be used for Micah, and or at least Tazira will, And it's not a waste. It's just it consumed resources in the wrong order. I wanted to put them on somebody else, but you know, it's not a big deal. Micah is going to be huge, and we have a lot of these guys aren't being used anymore, aside from Decimus. But we have Tazira, we have Imani, and you'll see we have another copy of Imani down here. We have these guys too. They are going to be really helpful later on. I don't know if you can hear. It's the rain just started to pick up, so hopefully that's not killing my audio. But we also have Dolores. Dolores will be super impactful, but again, my gear is hot garbage at the moment, so I haven't really put any effort into her because we're going to need attack on everyone else first and then Dolores. But she'll be coming here and she'll be really helping me out. Autumn probably too. Here are my trophies. Magda and Leia, they were here. Leia came to bless the account. Leia, love you. I know she loves me too. She just popped up again on my main. That was really crazy to see. So I now have her A1 on my main, which is pretty huge. Her A1 is kind of crazy. The damage increase from her ult passive from when the ultimate is triggered lasts an additional 5 seconds. That's huge. I think the new one here is Vierna. It's a lot to keep straight, so apologies if I repeat myself here. But you saw we had Imani, we had Tazira finally, we have here Avalon and Dallin. So that is all 4 for the Micah fusion. And if you'll notice, we also have our Vortex, our Komodo. We finally pulled Harpoon and Demon, so we can make both Micah and Abomination. That's going to be absolutely massive. So I think they are going to be, now that I have the 5 staple 6 stars, I think I'm going to work on Micah and Abomination and use that to progress. And that's going to be, like I said, that's going to be pretty huge. And then the rest of these, you know, they're just whoever's left over. Probably not going to put much effort into the rares anymore, but you never know. In Tide, where was my train of thought going? Here, storyline. I am a day behind everyone because obviously I have been occupied with the hospital, with the twins in the NICU. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the babies are supposed to be able to come home soon. That's going to be a huge load off of my mind. It's going to be a different huge load onto my mind, but give me 1 second. I gotta take this. All right, I think we'll wrap this up here. There's not too much more to cover really. I'm a day behind, so everyone who started on time, they've been able to complete this and continue with the progression. I am currently on wave 38, so I'm going to need an extra day. I'll complete this tomorrow and then be able to continue with progression. So I think actually, yeah, that's kind of it. And I really appreciate you all for joining me. Everyone who's taking part in the challenge, I wish you all tons of luck. I know War Guides is currently kicking everyone's ass, so shout out to him. But again, I'm just doing this for fun. I hope a lot of you are too, because if you're not no-lifing it, you're not going to win. But it's been fun to rediscover the early game. So please leave all that YouTube stuff, the like, subscribe, share, comment, just everything. Send the video to Fasti. Let's see if he watches it, if enough of you send it his way. Please, of course, join the Celestials Discord, discord.gg/CLSGG. I am there all the time. My participation is it's a little bit lower than it was at the moment. It'll come back. I'll make fun of you there and give you tons of strategy, tips, tricks, all the fun stuff. All right, I don't remember where I left off, but thanks for stopping in. Bye.